that one, Allie, just decided to poop right behind us. So I'm now getting hints of barnyard on this wine. And this is how we dispose of the barnyard smell I was getting on the wine. So sometimes the barnyard smell might not be in the wine.
Sometimes it's a Tempranillo.
Sometimes it is a Tempranillo, and sometimes
it came out of a horse.
So if you find yourself drinking wine in a pasture with some horses, and suddenly the wine smells barnyard-y, it could be that the horse took a poop. So just keep that in mind when tasting wine. And there's where it came from, right there. Welcome to Sharkey Talks Wine.
Hey, Sharkey.
Hi, MarMar. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Did you know that I have declared November as Tempranillo month?
That is very exciting. I did not know that.
So we're here to talk Tempranillo, and I know that you used to live in Spain.
See.
And you are very familiar with Spanish Tempranillo.
See.
Can you talk about your experience with Spanish Tempranillo?
So, growing up in Spain, I thought I hated wine because I'm 16-ish or so.
Which is common drinking age in Spain, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And people would hand me a glass of wine, and it would be a Tempranillo.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it wasn't a Tempranillo, it was a sherry in a little glass. So both of those disgusting to a 16-year-old. And the reason I thought I hated wine, was because the Tempranillos always smelled and tasted like a cow pasture to me. They tasted like the dirt and the manure and the grass and all of that. And I'm a horse girl. I love barnyard smell, but I don't want to drink barnyard smell.
Did it smell like it too, or was it just on the flavor profile?
I don't remember, honestly, because I'm no longer 16. But I just remember thinking, I don't like wine.
Yeah.
And then I realized I did like wine. I thought I didn't like red wine. And then I had like a Cabernet or a Shiraz, and I was like, this is amazing. So then I thought I hated Tempranillo. And it wasn't until, how long have we known each other? 10 years ago?
At least 11, or going on 12.
Yeah. You talked me into trying a Tempranillo that you enjoyed, and I was like, no, I hate Tempranillo, and I tried it, and I loved it. And it did not taste like a cow pasture. It did not smell like a cow pasture, and I was like, what is this black magic? So then you explained to me why old world Tempranillos, such as the Spanish one, tasted cow pasture.
Yeah.
And
so
the delightful Tempranillo that you gave me did not, and now I love Tempranillo as well.
So cow pasture is an aroma and flavor component that you can actually control in the winemaking process.
Okay.
So a lot of people think that those particular aromas and flavors are like, that's Tempranillo.
Mm-hmm. And that was me.
Yeah. And you're not alone in thinking this.
Mm-hmm.
But what it really is, it has to do with the cellar and how the wine is made once those grapes get into the winemaking process. And it also depends a lot on how the winemaker wants to make that wine. So what you're tasting in these Old World Tempranillos, and this isn't unique just to Spanish Tempranillos, this is something you can get off Old World French wine, Italian wine, things like that. It's actually a fault, and it's called Brettanomyces. It's a bacteria that gets into the wine. Sometimes it's there whenever you're harvesting it, but it gets into the wine and it can infect the wine, and it has a wide range of flavors that it can impart to the wine. One of them is barnyard, manure, wet hay. Some of them even go even worse, and they can taste or smell like dumpster, almost like a rotting characteristic to it. But there's another type of Brettanomyces, same family, but it imparts different flavors, and that one imparts a lot of like spicy notes. And so on a Tempranillo that already kind of has those spicy characteristics, if you get that kind of Brettanomyces, we're going to call it Brett for short from now on. If you get that one in there, it can boost a lot of those spicy characteristics and can actually be desirable. So you may be thinking, well, that winery is dirty, they've got this infection in it. Well, not necessarily. Some winemakers try to cultivate Brettanomyces for those spicier flavors and for those unique properties that they have. It's not always seen as a fault, even though technically it's classified as a fault. So they're working with older barrels. It gets inside those barrels. They don't steam them completely in order to kind of keep it alive because they want that flavor profile. The tide is shifting, I would say here. I don't get as many Old World Tempranillos that have that Brettanomyces influence on it, although it is still there in some cases. And it could be that what they are exporting to America, what we're getting, we're seeing less of that, but perhaps there they still have a lot of it. Our flavor in America is changing. We want more fruitier.
Yeah, because you've grabbed some Spanish Tempranillos for me to try, and I'll be like, oh, I won't like that.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have that in it. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Exactly. So flavor profiles are changing. Winemaking procedures are changing. You're not seeing it as much. But I have had some that have that Brettanomyces and that bread in it, and they're all right. They're pretty good. It's dependent on the person trying it, and it's dependent on how much infection it has, because whenever you're getting into like dumpster territory, and like it can even go like almost, and I'm gonna feel bad about saying this, but almost vomit.
Ooh.
Yeah, like it
no,
can,
thank you.
And that's the hard part, is that if you are a winery and you want some of those pleasant flavors that come along with it, you better be prepared for when the bad ones come too.
You gotta
and
take the good with the bad, huh?
Yeah, and some wineries do that wonderfully, and some don't. Personally, whenever I make wine, whenever I make Tempranillo, like Brettanomyces is a big old fat no-no. I don't want it anywhere in there. We have a very strong steaming regimen on our barrels to keep it away. I'm proud to say, well, I'm not proud. I did have one wine that was infected with Brettanomyces. And I said I was going to start calling it Brett, but Brettanomyces just rolls off the tongue so easily.
Sounds so fancy.
Yeah, but that is a story for a different day. So don't be afraid if you get a wine that's a little barnyard-y.
And it was very sought after. I mean, people were like, this is an amazing wine.
Yeah.
Like, they were enjoying it. I just wasn't.
Yeah. And do you think now that you're not 16 anymore and someone put one of those in front of you, would you still be so anti it, or would you be a little bit more amenable to it?
I would understand what it is now, but I still would not like it, because I have had some now that I'm not 16 that have it, and I'm still like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Just not for me. I like them a little more, not sweet, but fruit forward, a little jammier, little, I still like them dry, but not barnyard.
Well, there you go.
I like my cows in the pasture, not in my wine glass.
Now, if you're sitting with your horses drinking wine and suddenly you smell barnyard, it might not be the wine.
It's probably not. Especially if it didn't taste like that before the horse relieved itself.
Well, cheers to Texas Tempranillo and Tempranillo from all over the world.
Yes.
It is a wonderfully expressive grape and wine varietal, and no two are alike. Buy as many as you can, because they are awesome. If you've got a favorite brand of Tempranillo, either from America or somewhere else, hey, throw it in the comments and let us know.
Because we want to try it.
We do. I want to try it. And Tempranillo is one of my personal favorite grapes, which is why we're starting off with it as far as Tempranillo month. So, yeah, if you've got one that you love and you want us to try, drop it in the comments and we will seek it out. So,
Salud.
Salud. Barnyard life.
The tired farmer of my 2-acre farmette.
Making more poop.
Poop in the making.